Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Man United Talks Manchester United versus Watford review. Oh boy, this game was good. It was good for the eye. If you were mutual, I think you would have enjoyed this game. I think there could have been a lot more goals scored in this game, but that wasn't the case. Before we get into it, though, if you do enjoy, drop a like and subscribe. Oh, it feels good to be back. And then we got Champions League coming up and League Cup. Oh, I just can't wait to make videos. I'm so excited. Anyway, let's talk about what happened. So, I got my notes here. I didn't do them very nice, so apologies if I keep looking down, right? Okay. So, uh kickoff comes. And the first thing I noticed from jump was Fellaini on the ball. We all know he's not great on the ball. But sitting in his holding positions has seen him receive the ball more than he's ever received it in his whole career. He has a lot of time on the ball, and he wasn't making great decisions. Against Burnley, he didn't really have that time because we didn't play in that style where he was holding the ball a lot. It was the ball. Sanchez had a lot of the ball, and Pogba had a lot of the ball. This game, Watford sat off a bit and allowed us to have possession, and that resulted in Fellaini getting a lot of the ball, and it just wasn't great. And a lot of the times, I have several instances written down. I just wrote down the times. It's about 4 or 5 times that he's received the ball in a wide open area. It's coming down where he could just take a touch, or a more comfortable player like a Matic or Pogba would have taken a touch, or anyone else really, and then passed it out. He looked a bit like Smalling on the ball, and that was probably my biggest problem with this game. I think if someone a little bit more comfortable in the ball, maybe a Herrera or Pereira, even Matic, if he was playing the holding role, someone a bit more comfortable might have made a bigger difference. You may have had quicker movement of the ball, but such was such. We got 3 points, so that doesn't matter. Second biggest point was wait, give me a second. Alexis Sanchez, man. He's just not clicking, and it's sad. I want him to click, but I just saw such a big change in when he went off and Martial came on in the 71st minute. I'm so happy that he didn't wait to bring Martial on for like the last 2 minutes. Martial didn't do anything special. He didn't do anything magnificent, but his chemistry with the team, with everyone, shows so much more than it does with Sanchez. Martial, especially with Pogba, it's just so easy for Martial to pass the ball to Pogba and vice versa. Pogba just gives the ball to Martial and he's comfortable. Now Martial, like I said, didn't do anything special because that's what happens when you don't have that much game time. You don't feel as comfortable as you would say where Martial was just booling and smashing it last season around Christmas time when he had plenty of football. But that's not been the case. So, it was easy for me to see. I don't know about you guys, but that's just how I felt. You can let me know how you feel in the comments down below. Anyway, let's talk about goals. Those were the biggest points I think I could pick up from the game. And Nemanja Matic red card. I don't really agree with it. I don't think that's a yellow card in my opinion. I've seen worse given. It's a joke, really, personally. Anyway, let's talk about what happened. So, first goal came from Ashley Young. I think it was a corner prior to his ball into the box, but it could have been from open play. All I know is Ashley Young crossed the ball in with his left foot, like I pointed out in the preview. Crossed the ball with your left foot, and in fairness, he had a couple bad crosses with his left foot prior to his assist. Anyway, he crossed the ball with his left foot. Lukaku gets on the end of it, and I absolutely lost it because I love me some Rome. I love him when he celebrates. He loves the team. He loves to play football, and that's 1-0. Yes. Okay. So, I don't feel comfortable because we're not great. We're not amazing. So, I don't feel comfortable. So, I say we need a second goal. Very soon after, as you see right there, 38th minute. Ball played in. I think that one was a corner for sure. Fellaini. Off the head. To the absolute beautiful chest of Chris Smalling, who just touches it on his chest and smashes it with his left foot. like a half volley. That was not a half volley. That was a full volley. If he had picked his foot up off the, if his right foot had left the ground, that's goal of the week. Like, it's not even a question. Um, but fair play to Smalling. I tweeted out, I don't know why we're still playing him in defense. He is a striker. He could be a super sub. His finishing has been impeccable every time he's got the opportunity on his feet that I've seen recently. His head, not so much. Not so much. Okay? His feet, quite decent. Fellaini, I think he might have some competition for the best chest control. That was a joke. Fellaini's got the best chest in football. Anyway, excuse me. Moving on. Well, first of all, the end of the first half was great. We kept possession. We kept dominance for the rest of the half, and I was proud of what I saw. And then the second half, we started off more of the same. We were dominant. We had control of the game up until around the 65th minute. As you see, that's when Watford scored. We just started going back to, in the beginning of the game, I tweeted out we looked like a bit of individuals in the first 15 minutes, but you can't really count that because everyone's getting comfortable in the game. Both teams are getting comfortable. But we started to lose our rhythm around the 65th minute, and we started looking like individuals again. One of our biggest problems is that we let our players, when they're running forward with the ball, we allow them to get isolated and no one supports them. So that was a struggle, and that showed in the second half. And then ball played in behind, not in the air, I think it was on the ground, to Doucouré. I think he overlapped someone, he overlapped some, I said it again, he underlapped someone, the ball was passed into him, he passed it back into space. Doucouré was wide open. I mean, Gray was wide open, and it's more or less a tap in. It was pretty close to Dave, but just the pure power on it, you're not stopping that. So that's 2-1. And the rest of the game was more or less dominated by United, but we just didn't finish our chances. There were a couple great chances where Pogba played some good passes in behind. He's whether it was spraying it out to the wing or playing direct balls in behind. There was one specific chance where he played a pass to Valencia. He released Valencia, or Valencia was released. I don't know if the pass came from Pogba. And he took so long to pass. There's only one pass Valencia can make, and it's wide open the whole time. He waited too long to pass it to Lukaku. And then Lukaku tried to lay it off for Sanchez, but it just took too long. And the chance, half a second earlier, that's a completely different opportunity. If it's half a second earlier that Valencia passes that ball, didn't come off. Moving on a little bit later, ball in behind, relief from Pogba to Martial, and it was Martial took his time and chipped it up towards the back post. If that went in, that would have been incredible, but it didn't. And that is 2-1. I mean, what am I saying? No one was there at the back post. It was a good ball. He did a great thing, and that's just the genius in Anthony Martial. He's so amazing and so brilliant and skillful, but we don't take full advantage of it. So nothing came from that. But those are the last two real chances of the game for United anyway. And then the last ditch save made by Dave, who actually I would argue is man of the match with Smalling. It was a 50-50. And towards the end of the game, I had already completed this graphic, but by the time the game ended. But thinking about it now, I would say De Gea is man of the match, because he made some great saves in the beginning. He kept a clean sheet, and then he saved the game for us with a brilliant save at the end. So honestly, Courtois at Real Madrid, there's no reason he should leave, and we just gotta keep giving him what he wants. I don't care. I just don't care. They say one player is not bigger than the club. When he's the best player in his position in the world, I'm sorry. We got to keep him. He's showing himself. Anyway, that about does it for me. That wraps it up. I don't think I have anything else left to say. I have Matic in the run-ins for man of the match, but he got the red card, so that about does it. Pogba played decent. Fellaini played decent, but his defense, his composure was bad. He had great tackles and interceptions, but his composure on the ball was just took him out of the man of the match for me. But yeah, that does it for me. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, drop a like and subscribe. Comment if you have anything you want to say to me. Okay. I'm gonna try to get somewhat of I guess it would be a podcast out on some Manchester United news. I'll let you guys know a bit later in the week or early in next week, I guess, about what it's gonna be. So if you did enjoy, drop a like and subscribe. It's been your boy Dave. It's been Man United Talks. Follow me and follow Man United Talks on Twitter. Thanks, guys. Deuces. Ah.